I started creating websites back in 1999, and I quickly realized that you need to get traffic to your websites to be successful online. So undoubtedly, back in 1999, it was quite a bit easier to get traffic to your websites. Google was in beta mode, and Yahoo was leading the charge, and as you can see, Yahoo is quite a bit different back then as it is now. So it's more of a directory type service, and that's how search engines worked initially. So that made SEO a lot more straightforward. All you would have to do is go over, submit your website to the search engines, they'd pick it up and they'd index you, so you could do how you could suggest a site and so on. So in a way, SEO was a whole lot more straightforward. There were applications to use and websites to submit to. You could place keywords in your meta tags, and you could put on links, and you are all set and ready to go as long as you started getting listed in some of these directories. And I'm just going to fast forward here a little bit. So one thing today that's still true back then, and that's about content. So content is always going to be king. It's always been the number one thing, determining factor for how your website performs within search. So over time, the more content you have, the better your content is, the better you perform within search ranking. So this is one of those things that you do need to keep in mind when you are developing your websites. Make sure that you have a good content plan and that you're developing content for users of the website. A lot of my courses online deal with web technology. I do a lot of application development, and you're probably wondering, why am I doing an SEO course? Well, I firmly believe to be successful online, you need to understand how to get people to view your content. And understanding how to build websites that perform better in search is essential when you are building websites. So all of these skills do come together, and has been a main focus of what I've been doing online for the past 17 years. When I first started creating websites all the way to now, it's all been about creating good and well-performing websites and web content. So as we can see here, as the technology has advanced, we've got more and more websites available and more content online, and Google has overtaken Yahoo as the predominant force when it comes to search ranking. So whenever we're looking at SEO, we're taking a lot of cues from what Google has to say, because it's the main provider of traffic, and we do want to play along with what Google wants and perform well within Google's search rankings. Now, when we come to today's SEO, there's a whole lot more to consider. So everything from the way that you're linking to who's linking to you. We've been introduced to getting penalties. We need to have smart strategy and better understand how to optimize our websites. So we don't want to over optimize it. We can get penalized once again for that. So there's a number of things in play with SEO in the modern environment. Search and their algorithms are getting smarter and more complex, and we need to adjust and work with the new parameters that are being set out in SEO. So the silver lining to all of this is that having good content, having a useful website is more important now than ever. If you're putting in the time and effort into your website, you will succeed at it. And if you don't, focus on content and having a good website, then you probably won't do well online. So it's all about that good content and having a useful website. We also don't need to focus too much on all the different tweaks and techniques that are out there. It's common sense. So everything that is common sense and makes sense when we're creating our websites, and the end goal should always be content and websites for real people, and then your website will naturally evolve from there. So I've created this course and I've listed out some of the top techniques and tips that are out there in order for you to be able to better understand how to apply SEO to your web content.